Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're doing an updated guide on how to save money on your next Universal Orlando vacation. And I think with this video I'm going to break down a couple different ways, but I just can't imagine if you are visiting Universal Orlando you will not save some sort of money from watching this video. So if you are in the process of planning that Universal Orlando trip, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. There's so many new products, so many new things going on at Universal Orlando, of course with the opening of Epic Universe, but of course we know that it is very expensive, so videos like this are so very important. Let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down the updated ways to save money at Universal Orlando, and I've done a video like this in the past, but there's a lot of new stuff going on at the parks, like I said, so it was time to redo this video. And I'm going to break this up a couple different ways. I'm going to start with your planning, things you need to look out for when booking your Universal Orlando vacation, and then we'll jump in and we'll do the fun stuff inside the parks, different ways to save money when you finally get down to Orlando. So let's jump right in and let's get started. And of course, in a number one, it always pays to book early, and that is so true when it comes to Universal Orlando vacations. I know this because we help a lot of our clients with both hotel and tickets, just tickets, express passes, everything across the board. And I can tell you it's almost guaranteed that as you get closer, 30 to 60 days, from your estimated travel dates, these products will get more expensive, especially the tickets and especially the express passes. They always go up as you get closer to your travel date. So you want to book as early as possible. And so one of my oldest and favorite tips has been that I typically see the best deals right after New Year. We're coming out of the holiday, everyone might have some gift money, right? And everyone's thinking, okay, it's planning the year, where are we taking the family on vacation? So Universal knows this, and typically that's when we see the cheapest prices. I picked up on this, but to be honest, you all at home comment on my videos constantly, and you let me know about the great deals that you have. You're sort of bragging, which I love. One of the recent comments we got was we booked in January 2025 for our December 2025 trip. We booked Helios Grand Hotel at $250 a night and Royal Pacific at $300 a night, which in my opinion is a steal. I don't disagree. It's 100% a steal, and you can see you can get great deals if you book early. Now, one of the reasons why that viewer did comment is because I did a video recently kind of comparing the express passes and, if they were worth it at the quote unquote signature hotels that include the free 2-park express pass. And, in that video, the pricing that I was, kind of providing was up around, I would say between $700 to $900 per night for those specific hotels. You could see things are completely different now. Long story short, make sure that you always book early. And I would say another great tip is to book a vacation package. You can book a official Universal Orlando vacation package for as little as $50 per person down. What I love about this is if you team up with a travel agency like us at the Park Prodigy, you can pay over time. And so what that allows you to do is you don't have to put the total amount on your credit card and end up paying, interest on as you pay down your credit card. You could just work out a payment plan with us. The other thing, and the thing I think some families might overlook, is the flexibility that comes from booking a Universal Orlando vacation package. If you purchase, let's say 4-day tickets and things happen, you're like, oh, we want to go to Disney, we want to bump it down to 3 days, you can easily make modifications within a vacation package versus if you go and you purchase tickets online, a lot of places they're going to be non-refundable. So these are just ways that you can kind of game the system to give yourself ways to pay over time and then also flexibility. Okay, over to the next one, and this is for really parties of 2 or 3, but I would say always check to see if there are any discounts that can be unlocked with a 3-park ticket. Essentially, I'd say 3-park, but a ticket that includes Volcano Bay. So right now Universal has a deal where guests can save up to $200 on bookings when they include a 3-park ticket. Now that $200 is really going to be on the longer stays, but what I would say is if you know you're going to Universal and if you're staying for, let's say, 7 nights, even if you don't plan to go to Volcano Bay, price out the 3-park ticket, especially if there's only 2 guests. The upgrade to add Volcano Bay is going to be between $65 to $80, right? But if you can then unlock a $200 savings, even if you're paying an extra $160, let's say, you're still getting $40. You're getting that gap, right? So even if you don't plan to use it, you could save an extra $40. And then, hey, maybe you do use it, right? Because you're pretty much at that point getting it for free. Okay, and of course, jumping in next, always take a look at the pricing. Once you get past 3 days at Universal Orlando, it becomes a lot more affordable to add extra days. So if you're on the fence and you, let's say, have a 4-day ticket, I went and I looked a 3-day 2-park base ticket plus 1 day at Epic Universe. I priced at $372. Could you guys guess how much it was to go and jump up and add an extra day? It was $10. When I priced out the 4-day 2-park base plus 1 day at Epic Universe, it went from $372 to $382. It's a lot more affordable than you might realize once you get past that 3-day mark. And then, of course, on top of that, everything ties in, right, to the time of year you plan to visit. So this is nothing new, but picking the right times of year can help you save when booking that Universal Orlando vacation. One of the best tips has always been to go during the off-peak season. So prices for tickets and hotels and also flights, which we don't sell, but I just know it's important, are typically cheaper. Some of the slower times that we see at Universal are typically early November, late January and February, August, and of course the entire month of September. I would say the caveat to that is try to also pay attention to the special events they have going on at Universal. Make sure that you're not visiting, let's say, end of August when it's the opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights. But speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, the same things apply. If you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, make sure you buy your tickets in advance, especially express passes. Buy them in advance because they can sell out and they almost always will go up as you get closer. Over to the next tip and trick when trying to save money at Universal Orlando. And this is really what made me want to recreate this video is, again, we just created a video that was trying to figure out, is the free express pass, quote unquote, worth it or not? And within that video, I looked at a lot of numbers and we broke down a lot of the new express pass options at Universal Orlando. And that's the reason why we needed to create this, is because there's a lot of new products, like I said, going on, and they can have an impact on what you decide to book for your next vacation. So one of the products that I really love is their multi-day express pass. So Universal now has a 3-park express pass, which includes Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, and Epic Universe, which is the brand new park. And so you can kind of get multiple days worth of express pass, right, for one price. And the other thing that I love about it too is you have to tie in, savings, but also flexibility. How much are you willing to pay for flexibility? Because for a 3-day 3-park express pass, you actually have a 6-day window. And like I said, you're on vacation, stuff can come up. You might want to skip a day and hang out at the hotel pool, right? Having that flexibility gives you an advantage when it comes to your vacation. So this is a great way to save. So what I went and I did was I looked up a 3-day 3-park express pass, again, for the 3 main parks, and I saw the total on the Park Prodigy anyway, where it's a little bit discounted, is going to be $420.67. I then went and I said, okay, if I purchase these express passes separately, how much would I end up paying? So for a 1-day Epic Universe express pass, the total for this express pass alone for 1 day was $223, more than half of the 3-day. Then when I went and I priced up 1 day at Islands and 1 day at Universal Studios Florida, those were $159 each. That brought my total to $540 per person. You could see right there, if you know you're getting the express pass and you know you want it for each day, you have to go with the multi-day. Right there alone, you're saving $100 per person. A family of 4, that is $400 worth of savings. A cool thing about this too is a lot of folks might not realize that Universal does have very, very affordable official Universal hotels. So we do have Endless Summer, Dockside, and Surfside, which are very affordable with a lot of times they're starting under $100 per night. And that's while still offering the amazing perks that come from all of the Universal Orlando hotels, like free transportation, early park admission, merchandise delivery back to your hotel. And of course, brings me to my next one regarding Universal Orlando and how you could possibly save some money. If you're pricing out the express passes, always look at the 3 hotels that do give you the free 2-park express pass, which is going to be the Hard Rock, Loews Portofino Bay, and Loews Royal Pacific. And like I said, I did just do a complete video on figuring out if it's worth it or not. We actually did an analysis where, based on some of the hotels, you could potentially save up to $1,500. So just be sure to go check out that video if you are interested in any of the 3 hotels. hotels I just mentioned. And with that said, we are about halfway done with this video, everyone. I just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you so much for checking out this video. And if you are finding it helpful to this point, just be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, as I have a lot more similar Universal content coming out in the coming weeks. But back to the video, and we have another tip that has to do with the hotels that offer the free Universal Express Pass. So a lot of the comments that I have gotten on my videos is that guests will book a quote unquote phantom hotel night, which what they do is they'll book, let's say, a value resort at Endless Summer or Surfside where they're paying around $100 per night, but then they'll book one night at a Signature Collection hotel that gives you the free Express Passes. And the trick here is you actually get the Express Pass for check-in and check-out date. So the way that they're gaming the system is they're essentially getting 2 days worth of Express Pass really for the price of that one, hotel stay. And a lot of times it does come to a significant savings. I do have to say though, as an official Universal Orlando travel agency, I don't know how Universal feels about having the same guests, like 2 lead guests on both hotel reservations. So just do with that what you may. Maybe dad is on one hotel reservation, mom's on another. I just have seen it online. It's typically one of the better hacks to use. Okay, over to the next tip and trick. Of course, we can't forget about credit card reward points. So there are so many other great hotels within the Universal Orlando area, and a lot of them do take credit card points, or you can use points to book these hotels. Some of the most popular brands that come to mind are going to be Holiday Inn Express. There's, of course, a couple different Hyatts. We have DoubleTree by Hilton, which is really right up the block from the original Universal campus. And then we have Element by Westin. And the other cool thing that I love about these hotels is you can also book this into an official Universal Orlando package if you use the right company, travel agency like the Park Prodigy. So even if you don't have points, you can still bundle and kind of pay off over time if you know how to work the system. Okay, over to the next tip and trick, and there's a lot that comes with booking, but again, I do this all day, every day, so I just know that there are so many different ways, because every family is different, right? Every family might be doing a different vacation. There's a lot of different ways to try to at least get a bigger bang for your buck. One of the ways that we see right now at Universal Orlando has to do with cruises out of Port Canaveral. So if you're going on a cruise out of Port Canaveral, Universal actually has a specific vacation package just for you that's going to be discounted versus, let's say, booking, or going and pricing elsewhere. So the vacation package is specifically for clients who are going and need transportation out to Port Canaveral. But the vacation package is going to be between 1 or 3 nights. It's going to include some tickets. And for this one, you have to book it through a Universal travel agency to get the deal. And I would also say another great, and I know I'm plugging the Park Prodigy, really, I'm plugging travel agencies. Another great benefit of really using a travel agent is that we are up to date and up to speed on any of the deals. So if you book an official Universal Orlando vacation package, let's say through the Park Prodigy, if Universal releases a better deal, we can easily go call them up and we could say, hey, we have this family, and we can move you over to take advantage of that better deal. Okay, but now it can't all be the booking part, right? We have to talk about what's going to happen when we get over into the parks. How can you save some money in the parks? Well, of course, some of the easiest things are anything that you would think you need in the parks that you can bring from home, bring it. So starting with the basics, Universal does allow guests to bring in some water bottles, max of 2 liters, and they also allow you to bring in some small, shelf-stable snacks. That's what they say. It just can't be stuff that needs to be refrigerated. You also, just to keep in mind, no glass, alcohol, hard-sided coolers, or food required, heating or refrigeration. There are a ton of refillable water bottle stations throughout the park, especially over at Epic. They have a ton of them within the lines themselves. So just kind of keep that in mind. And it's also really important to stay hydrated at Universal. Doesn't matter when you're going, really important to stay hydrated. Another one that I love, once you get down to your hotel, right, you can order groceries through an app like Instacart, and you can save on some money. I like to get, cereal, granola bars, stuff, easy grabbable stuff in the morning, and then late at night you'll have snacks to come home to. Another one that me and my fiance have really been taking advantage of is to either share our meals or get something off the kids menu as well. So a lot of times, again, especially with the business that we have, we like to try a little bit of everything. We like to give our recommendations when we have clients that are asking us, how is the food at so-and-so restaurant? So we do like to try almost everything, but of course we can only eat so much, right? So what we'll do is we'll order one meal off of the main menu and we'll share it, and then we'll order another, kids menu meal. And so we don't feel stuffed, but we also get to try a little bit of everything. Over to the next one, kind of sticking with food, and these are some of the really popular ones. You can invest into a refillable popcorn bucket, or of course the Coke Freestyle cups. So starting with the refillable popcorn buckets, they're going to cost you right around $12, but refills are $2.19. So if you're in the parks for a week, this is a great way, especially if you have a family of 4, whatever it might be. Everyone can kind of snack on the popcorn, and it's a great way to snack throughout your trip. Of course, that brings us over to the Coke Freestyle cups. So these cups are pretty much unlimited refills throughout the day. They're going to cost you $18.99 if you purchase one. It's going to cost you $16.99 for 2, and then finally, if you have more than 2, if you're 3 to 6, it will cost you $14.99 each. So it's sort of, as you buy more, you save more. You do need to purchase all of the cups at once to receive that discount. And what they include is unlimited freestyle refills at any of the Coke Freestyle locations, in City Walk and then the 4 main theme parks. And then if you have to recharge them, refill them, they're going to be $11.99. But what I found is typically once you get past 2 drinks, 2 sodas, like if you were going to buy 2 sodas, you pretty much get your money's worth. And again, I could just tell you what me and my fiance do. We typically just share one. So that's a great way to save as well. Okay, over to some of the other park day essentials that you'll want to bring from home. So of course, we're talking about ponchos, sunscreen, cooling towels. You can go over to your local dollar store or Amazon before you get down to Orlando. Also, if you pack light, you won't have to go and rent a locker. Universal also allows you to kind of put your stuff into a free locker for the rides that you need to. But I would say if you can avoid bringing like a big heavy backpack, definitely try to avoid that. Another one that I do see a lot of folks talking about is if you're at your hotel and you want to just go kind of grab dinner at Universal City Walk, they do have free parking after 6 o'clock. So kind of keep that in mind. The only exception to this is nights that they have a Halloween Horror Night event going on. And another really popular one is going to be the My Universal photos. So one of the things I would say to keep in mind is if you're visiting Universal for a couple of days, make sure you price out all of the photo packages. A 1-day photo package is going to be $95, but if you buy a 5-day photo package, it's going to be $159 for those 5 days. So it's definitely always better to bundle instead of buying 1 day at a time. And then on top of that, of course, there's always going to be some sort of little free things here and there that you can take advantage of. You can keep an eye out for celebration buttons, stickers. During Mardi Gras, you can get some Mardi Gras beads. You can also go into Gringotts Bank in Diagon Alley, and you can kind of exchange, US dollars for visiting dollars, which I love. It's one of the really cool little tips and tricks that the kids will love as well to go take advantage of. And we have a couple of little tips and tricks for Epic Universe to kind of make sure you're saving over there as well. So one of the really important ones is if you are purchasing the Express Pass for Epic Universe, don't forget there are 3 rides that are not included with the Universal Express Pass. These are going to be the Battle at the Ministry, Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, and Dragon Racers Rally. I would also say if you have a power-up band from Universal Hollywood or from even Universal Japan, bring that power-up band. It will work within the parks. You don't have to buy another one. And one of the really cool kind of free things you can do within your day is you can go and you can check out Helios Grand Hotel, which is connected to Epic Universe. They have a really cool rooftop bar at Helios, and it's just kind of another sort of thing to do within your day that's not going to cost you a lot of money. But that is it, everyone. That's essentially my updated guide on how to save money when visiting Universal Orlando. I really hope that you found this video helpful. I know it was really kind of planning heavy, but to be honest, that's kind of what we do all day, every day. That's kind of where our experience is, and we just wanted to make sure to give you an updated guide on how to get the best deals when planning your next Universal Orlando vacation. And if you are in the process of planning that trip, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to save an extra $50 off your next Universal Orlando vacation package. And the promo code is going to be MAGIC50. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.